Welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic, a title I made myself for this new concept for this channel. In this series I will focus on some of the more interesting heroes that maybe don't take center stage in the campaigns. Heroes that are present in many games in the series and might be considered legends. And the hero we're starting with is none other than Crag Hack. I think most people who have played a Heroes of Might and Magic game knows about Crag Hack. But do you really know Crag Hack? What food does he like? What's his favorite TV show? And why is it Vikings? What music does Crag Hack listen to? I will answer none of those questions. Let's start with the creation of Crag Hack. In an interview with RPG Codex, John Van Caneghem told them that Crag Hack was his most played character in AD&D, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. He's a level 16 human neutral fighter, 18 strength, uses 2 one-handed swords, acquired psionics, and among other things, his hand was replaced with the hand of Vecna, the main bad guy from Stranger Things. His first appearance in the Might and Magic universe as we know him, that being a human barbarian, is in Heroes of Might and Magic 1, a strategic quest. His appearance strongly resembled that of another Crag Hack from Terra, who's a dwarf barbarian, but they're not the same character, as I thought they were. They're probably variants of one another in the vast multiverse of Might and Magic. Both have full red beards with helmets with 2 downward pointing horns. Crag Hack fought for Lord Slayer in Heroes of Might and Magic 1, and 25 years later and looking exactly the same, what's his secret? He fought for Archibald during the Succession War. After losing the war to Roland, Crag Hack equipped his iconic 4-horned helmet and set sail for Antartridge, where after a bar fight he was fooled by Sandro into gathering the pieces needed to craft the Armor of the Damned for free: the Skull Helmet, the Black Shard of the Dead Knight, the Rib Cage, and the Yawning Shield of the Dead. After Sandro's betrayal, Crag joined Yogg, Jem, and Gelu, 3 other heroes Sandro had betrayed, in taking the Necromancer down. Crag's note in Heroes 3 says, "A decorated hero in Enroth." Crag became bored with his home, deciding to seek a new life in Arathia. He boldly set sail to this new frontier and was delighted to find a land in turmoil, where his skills could be best put to use, his skills being picking the wrong side and getting fooled. After the events of Heroes 3, Crag is one of the heroes who makes it to Axioth, where he made a very stupid decision to shave his beard, and that's probably why he's not part of any of the story quests in Heroes 4. The note about Crag Hack in Heroes 4 is, Crag will forever remain an opportunist, fighting for pleasure and profit instead of foolish intangibles like ideals or beliefs. Even his narrow escape from the destruction of the old world has failed to give him a more profound outlook on life. In Heroes 5 is briefly mentioned by Elizabeth in the second mission of the game. Now it's his time to fool us into believing Heroes 5 is set in the same universe as the previous 4 games.
That should be enough. It's time to get these troops to Nikolai. We shall hurry as if Crag Hack himself were on our heels.
In Heroes 6, we finally get a proper Crag Hack-centered campaign. Many ships have gone missing in the Savage Isles, and Crag Hack is sent to investigate. It's suspected that a Thunderbird has shown up in the area. When Crag Hack shows up, he hears rumours of a mad old man stuck on a small island that he should avoid. Once he's got his base set up, he bravely travels to the small island, because Crag Hack ain't afraid of no mad old man. And he finds Falagar, son of Alagar, son of Agar, son of Ah, son of a bitch. The wizard comes in handy when Crag Hack meets a path blocked by some impassable ice. Once he's gotten past the ice, he runs into John Morgan, who he defeats in combat. Later, he runs into John Morgan again, and it's revealed that John is Crag's son. His mother is Anne Spitfire Morgan, who Crag Hack had a quick tussle with when he visited Bayworth. A tussle that apparently resulted in John. After Crag raided John's hometown, Bayworth, and called the Baron of Bayworth Rufus a coward, something that hurt the Baron's pride, and caused him to go and fight the Prince of Pain by himself during the early eclipse, Rufus killed the Prince of Pain, but at the cost of his own life. He died a hero, but according to John, the late Baron of Bayworth will, because of Crag Hack, always be remembered as a coward. And for that, John, who was quite close with Rufus, grew to resent his father. Anyway, John is part of a group known as the Pirate Hunters, who are in the area because they suspect Pirates are part of the reason ships have gone missing, but they're only making things more difficult for Crag, until he defeats them and takes all the bases. Then Crag goes and deals with the Thunderbird in an infuriating fight. Tip: if you got the purple lightning debuff, stand next to the tree, or else you're f***ed. When the Thunderbird is defeated, it turns into a mini Thunderbird. Because it's a spirit, it can't be killed, it can only be sent back to the spirit world, or have its power diminished. A Medusa named Himiko turns up and tells Crag Hack and Falagar that she was the one who summoned the Thunderbird, and then she captures the wizard and the pirate. The Thunderbird was just a test. She intends to summon an even greater spirit to flood the Savage Isles. Crag and Falagar escape their imprisonment and discover that the island is under siege by the Naga. Crag builds an army, runs into the Pirate Council. He is tasked by the grandson of the late Pirate King, Kamal, to find his grandfather King Rama's sword and sigil. The sigil is somewhere on the island, and the sword, the one who killed King Rama, is conveniently the one in charge of the island siege, a Naga named Kashin. If he's not holding the sword, he might know where it is. Crag finds the sigil, and then finds and kills Kashin, and learns that the blade is back where he was imprisoned by the Medusa. He jumps into a whirlpool and liberates the blade. With his sword in hand, he gets the support he needs, and Falagar has come up with a plan. They need a sea witch to help with a spell to stop the ritual to flood the Savage Isles. Crag Hack finds Ciel, who later becomes his wife, and frees her, and travels to this volcanic island, where he has to capture 3 confluxes. And then he fights the Medusa, and once she's defeated, the spell is activated, and she turns to stone. How ironic. Crag is now the Pirate King, and he's a hero that might have saved all of Ashan from being flooded. John Morgan shows up and is a little bit impressed by his father, and reveals that he's also going to become a father. His wife, the daughter of the governor of Bayworth, is pregnant. In Might and Magic X, John sends you to forge an alliance with Crag Hack, something that surprises the heroes, as they thought he was long dead. People are forgetting about Crag Hack more and more by the day, and the reason for that is that he insulted an undead wizard, and the undead wizard, having skin about as thick as... actually has no skin, cursed Crag Hack with void magic. Crag Hack asks the heroes to find a doctor to cure him, but after finding the doctor and the ingredients for the cure, it fails to work. The curse will kill Crag Hack, and people might even forget that he ever existed. Later, Marcus Wolf kidnaps Crag's granddaughter, Anne, and Crag has to join the heroes to liberate her. With the heroes, Crag has a one-on-one confrontation with a master assassin named Erebos, and he inflicts a wound upon the elf, making him have to reveal himself, turning him vulnerable. Not only is Crag Hack remembered by the inhabitants of the peninsula, he is remembered as a hero. During the final campaign of Heroes of Might and Magic 6, when Vayne and Sultana are moving the modern Antari to safety, Vayne finds an obelisk on a small island and remarks, "What treasure are you pointing me at, Crag Hack?" If he interacts with 2 more obelisks, a portal opens up to a cave where Crag has stored his treasure. Unfortunately, the treasure has been cursed by Sandro. The curse makes it so that if Crag passes on, he's swallowed by the void. But if someone were to try and steal the treasure, the curse will pass on to them, and Crag can move on to the afterlife. Vayne takes on the curse, and Crag can pass on. And that's the story of Crag Hack. Thanks for watching.